what this signifies. Sean Spicer being basically having Anthony Scaramucci put over him, who's a patriot, and then saying, fine, he's leaving, and then giving his reasons to the New York Times, extremely disloyal. So what does this overall signify?
A total lack of professionalism, in my opinion.
We have reached the great crossroads. Humanity is awakening. And all of you that have played your part in standing up to the censors, standing up to the bullies, and spreading the word are at the heart of this new renaissance. That's why, for myself and the entire InfoWars crew, I want to salute you all for what you've done in the information war and what you've also done on the streets peacefully. And why I'm asking you now more than ever to redouble your efforts, because victory is within sight. All right, Roger Stone's leaving us in about 5 minutes. He's going to be back on later. And guess who else is on? Michael Caputo of the White House, of the Trump operations that they've been demonizing and going after and claiming that, you know, this guy who was in the campaign is somehow working for the Russians because he was sent in by the CIA as part of U.S. aid to keep Yeltsin in power. And so then they use the file on him to then say, oh, look, he lived in Russia for 10 years. This is next level. He's going to be joining us because he testified in secret, just like they wanted Stone to do. Then they gave a transcript to the congresswoman, but not to the media or him, and then accused him of perjury. So that's coming up. Give us a little foray, a little preview of that, Roger. And then let's get back into just a recap of what this signifies. Sean Spicer being basically having Anthony Scaramucci put over him, who's a patriot, and then saying, fine, he's leaving, and then giving his reasons to the New York Times, extremely disloyal. So what does this overall signify?
A total lack of professionalism, in my opinion. You'd never see this from Michael Caputo. Michael Caputo is a young conservative. I met him when he was this press secretary for Congressman Jack Kemp. Long active in anti-communist activities, actually helped the freedom fighters in Nicaragua. And he did work for the United States Information Agency in a program.
Let's back up here for a minute then. What would you advise the president to do, or the public at this point, to promote and push and lobby for in this civil war the Democrats admit they basically started? Because they admit they want to declare the entire election to be a fraud once they get Trump and remove many Republicans who were elected in 2016, put Homeland Security over the elections thereafter, controlled by the Democrats, and basically ending our political system as we know it and completing our mission into being a country like Venezuela.
Number one, begin the prosecutions of the Obama National Security Gang, Ben Rhodes, Susan Rice, Valerie Jarrett, Clapper, Brennan, Rogers, over the unmasking. You do not win on defense. You only win on offense. They have broken the law, and these are crimes far more serious than Watergate. Secondarily, we need election law reform, and the president's doing the right thing with this election commission. And we've already proven that the mainstream claim that there is no voter fraud is a fraud itself. American people need to know that. Secondarily, I think the president's got to, or thirdly, he's got to go his own way on health care, and particularly on the corporate tax cut. Should not let the establishment Republicans get him off of his reform agenda. Only a radical reform agenda is going to rally our voters for the 2018 election. And no more closed-door hearings on anything pertaining to Russia. Let's have it all right out front with the American people can hear it all, House and Senate. What they did to Michael Caputo, having him testify in secret, and accusing him of perjury when he has no access to the transcript, nor does the public. That's a kangaroo court. That's
something else I've noticed is almost everybody they're going after has an Italian last name. Is there some type of underlying waspish or establishment, East Coast, Harvard discrimination there? Because I know in the old blue blood elites that goes on.
You know, it's funny you should mention that. When I was on WBEN in Buffalo with Michael Caputo the other day, we mused about the fact that we're both Italian Americans and that we're in the crossfire, as has been Scaramucci. You know, there are, unfortunately, still a lot of people out there who think that just because you're Italian American, to me, affiliated with organized crime. It's really insulting.
Well, maybe you guys are just loyal to America and not trying to sell the country out.
We're loyal to Donald Trump, and we're loyal to try to save this country.
All right, Roger, get to your Skype.
With and without.
Absolutely. We're going to talk to you in an hour via Skype. Thank you, Roger.
Look forward to it.
StoneColdTruth.com. We're Infowars.com. Let me just stop at this moment.
Survival Shield X2 Nascent Iodine. If you're interested in healthy thyroid, if you're interested in well-being, if you're interested in having a higher IQ, which this has been linked to, get your powerful Survival Shield X2 at InfoWarsStore.com.